Newbie skill here. So today I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I use to get through silver that got me to gold. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Mei. Even though our team doesn't have a hit scan, I find it better to just pick whatever character you want. It doesn't really matter what your team needs. I'm glad to see that in silver they're starting to come around to that. I mean, even the pros know that attack Torb is the best Torb. So, moving on, you'll see that me and Reaper just ran onto the point. Didn't work this time, but here it is again. Reaper's gonna go running in there by himself, and this really works well because it wears the other team down. They clearly weren't ready for him to come through again and do the same thing. So once the team's dead, I like to not pay attention at all. As you see, I shot around Winston because I thought it was theirs. And another key is, you'll see me doing it here, is shooting. Just always shoot. You don't even have to aim at all. It works out pretty well. Because your team should be able to compensate while you're maneuvering their team around with them trying to dodge your shots. It also helps motivate your team because they're getting kills. So sometimes it's just good to not hit the enemy team at all. My next point is do not coordinate your ults. As you see, I run right in there and ult, and we end up getting the point. And this works, 2 out of 10 times, but I think those are good odds.
Oh shit!
On the topic of ults, you're also when it gets to the end, you're just gonna want to ult before they get on the point, so that way you have a better chance of winning if you make sure they don't get on the point than if they actually get on the point and you ult and you kill them there.
Easy, guys.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, they trickled in a couple times onto the point. If we die, let's make sure we go in together.
Yeah, agreed. Winston and Diva engage.
Yes.
I actually disagree with that. I find that
Bastion.
trickling in is a good way to wear the other team down again. And if you're lucky, it creates some hand fatigue on the other team by the second or third rounds. So I don't really know what he was talking about. I think that's probably why he's staying in silver, and I got to gold. So what I'm doing here is I see the rest of my team's dead, and instead of moving back, I'm just gonna stay here and shoot them and hope that they don't kill me. It usually works like a charm. But we end up losing this round, and it's completely my team's fault. It's never your fault in silver. It's always the team's fault, and you just need to remember that. So don't get down if you start losing. Just eventually you'll get on a team that you're able to carry. And you'll see my teammate here. He's got the right idea.
You waited too long, then you got stunned.
Yep, I agree.
I don't know. All I saw was both supports had ultis, and that sucks.
I may go Pharaoh.
What he doesn't understand is that he's on my team, so really he's part of the problem, and he also is the reason that we lost. Here's another one of my ults that I use. It's called the Intimidation ult. You just throw it out there, even though I mean your teammates will probably say you didn't need to, but I think it's very good at keeping them away from you and away from the point. And you could do it without Mei, even Lucio. Just throw it out there so they know you have the shields. It works pretty well. Let me go back to talking to your teammates again. When you're losing, you're gonna absolutely want to make sure that they know that they're the reason that you're losing. It helps motivate them, so they pick it up a little bit more. I think we absolutely won because our other teammate really called out the healers, and they really picked it up after that. So you may have noticed that they have a Pharah, and this is normally when a Pharah comes out, your team wants you to switch to soldier. Just never do it. Tell them they need to get good, and you're not switching. Because I mean, if Pharah's not bothering me, why should I switch? Another teammate should switch, maybe a healer or a tank. I'm personally a fan of the 5 DPS 1 healer meta. It just overpowers the other team completely and leaves them very vulnerable. but for some reason
Junkrat
a
left.
lot of people like playing tanks and healers, or they want 2 tanks, 2 healers. I don't really get it. I don't know why they want that. I always pick DPS no matter what.
Wow,
I mean, you just can't beat the raw power that it brings to the table. I mean, and then when you have 5 DPS, it's just unstoppable. Moving on, you may have noticed that I never talk in game. I just find that communication is distraction. I mean, you just have people telling you what to do, and I just don't like that. I mean,
Thanks, mate.
you don't really get any benefit out of talking to each other. So I usually just stay quiet the whole time, stick to my guns. The only time I really talk is to tell them that I'm not switching off of a DPS. So I hope these tips have been helpful. I hope it gets a little insight on what you should be thinking about while you're playing through silver and into gold. And gold's pretty much the same thing. It's just a bunch of people who think they know what they're doing, but really only you know what you're doing. So yeah, hope this helps.